Hello Virgo, welcome to June 2018. Gemini season, your favorite season, your fellow Mercury ruled season. Sometimes it can really throw us off a little bit, you know. I got to apologize in advance for the lack of quality and all of the color correction and everything that my camera is bound to do. I've been having some technology problems, so this is just as good as it's going to get. And I'm not doing a traditional intro this month, again, for reasons I don't feel like really going into. But look, Virgo, I tried to do your reading last night. I got to tell you, I have never been more tongue-twisted, tongue-tied in my entire life. I don't know what the heck is going on. I know personally that I have been feeling this Uranus transit in a physical way, with a lot of tension in my chest and in my stomach and just a lot of anxiety. And because Uranus is a fellow kind of similar in some ways to Mercury, I wonder if you haven't been experiencing it the same way, in a very strange uneasiness and a nervousness and a twitchiness even coming into a fellow earth sign where it's not necessarily the most comfortable. Now, I was thinking about you this morning and I was like, what do I need to really talk to Virgo about? What do I need to really say? What's the overall message that Virgo is going to need to hear? And it was to be patient. That this easiness and this restlessness, this nervousness is a symptom that you're not ready for something. And I think I said this in a private reading with someone. I'm going to have to say it to you guys because I was like, oh, wow, that was so profound. Sometimes I surprise myself. It's like in like the movies, right, where there's like some kind of a montage. Or maybe I said this in one of my Cancer or Gemini videos. I don't remember who it was, but it was like, there's this movie montage, right? Like a car racing movie or a martial arts movie, you know, like Karate Kid or something, where there's some form of master and student, right? And the student is like all gung-ho, like, yeah, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's do this. I want to compete, I want to fight, I want to get in the ring, I want to do this, I've got to get on the field. And the master or the teacher is like, keep going, like, you're not ready, you're not ready, you're not ready. And it's only at that point in time when we come to that acceptance of the process, right? The acceptance of the process of learning and the acceptance of how long it may actually take. And to accept that the end point might be much further on down the road than we think. That's when we're ready, right? When we accept that, that's when that readiness occurs. So I feel like that's kind of the air that maybe that was Gemini too, maybe Gemini's feeling it. But that's like, it's just the time for just to keep going with doing what you're doing. It is weird. The energy is super weird. Here we have the moon coming out reversed. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. People are making all sorts of crazy decisions lately. And I feel like you're just kind of sitting in the corner, just kind of this quiet presence, not necessarily making yourself known and not necessarily interjecting so much. Well, maybe you are. Maybe at least with one person you're interjecting. But you're kind of just allowing people to really figure it out for themselves. Because I got to tell you, you know, you guys made it through the 8th house with Aries. You know, you've got Chiron going in there now, but with Uranus moving into Taurus, you know, it's coming out of this very dark place. You know, you guys learned some really amazing lessons during this time. You learned a lot about who you are. You learned a lot about your truth. You learned a lot about a lot of stuff. And now it's time to acquire that level of understanding. I love the Uranus in the 9th house because it's like very sharp insights into things. It's very spiritual and philosophical. And it's like you guys are becoming the master, right? When the student becomes the master. And you're seeing people kind of running around and trying to figure this stuff out. And you're like, look, guys, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And you're waiting for this dark time to just kind of settle. we're getting a couple out here. A few, actually. Okay, Two of Cups reversed, Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Two cards of Pisces. Okay. A Virgo card for a Virgo reading. Love it. Knight of Cups is someone following their heart, following their convictions. You may be hearing from people. I do think you're taking on a very attractive space right now. That there's something about your aloofness that is drawing people in. There's something about the wisdom. It's almost as though a switch has flipped and you are now, like I said, the student becomes the master. Like click, the switch comes on and like now you get it. And now you have this very, even maybe scary ability to look into people's lives and really call them out on stuff if you want to, right? If they open the door for that. And people are wanting to be a part of what you have going on. They're curious about you. They're curious about what it is that you are, what it is you've achieved and your wisdom, okay? But yet still, like I said, you're sitting very quietly in the corner, almost kind of like just doing your own business, continuing to do what you're doing and not really interjecting. There's very much an unattainability about you right now, which I think is to your benefit. Two of Cups reversed does indicate some kind of a miscommunication or some kind of a breakdown in some agreement, right? I don't know if I feel like someone is reneging on an agreement. Someone is reneging on their word. They're pulling out. They are retracting in some kind of way. And you are sitting there across the table from them very quietly and saying nothing. And what's happening with this Moon card and the Pisces qualities coming out, what's happening is you're over there and you're looking into their soul and you're really, really seeing into them, right? You're really, really seeing what's motivating them, what's driving them. And in a way, maybe it's even a little bit scary because your insight is so on point. And being one of the most intuitive, I mean, Pisces is your opposite, right? So it's very much a part of you. It's a part of your polarity. And the Piscean insight into people's minds, into people's hearts is unreal. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of accusations toward them or a lot of judgments or a lot of criticism towards them at this particular point in time, at least not with these cards here. You're simply, in a weird way, allowing things to unfold because there's this knowing, this sense of knowing that these circumstances are temporary. This disagreement is temporary. This fight, this argument, this someone pulling out of the agreement, whatever it is, it's just what it's supposed to be. And it's a symptom of someone else's restlessness, the way that you've been feeling it too. But see, you've acquired this ability to really rise above and to see things very diplomatically and to see things from a 10,000-foot vantage point. So okay, so let's talk about the 8th house transition into the 9th house for any planet at all, right? So when this occurs, we have, right, in the 8th house, the snake transforms into the eagle and begins to learn how to flap its wings, the way a butterfly or a caterpillar becomes a butterfly. It's the same idea. But once that butterfly learns how to use its wings, then it can fly. The eagle can now fly. And the sky is the limit. And you're reaching new heights. You've reached, you've attained, you've conquered, okay? You've officially sprouted wings, all right? So now you get it. Now you see in ways that you never understood. And people are still, I think, kind of floundering a little bit, right? Because the 9th house and even the Pisces, right? Both Jupiter ruled. Jupiter rules the 7th chakra, that true awakening, that true enlightenment. Okay, I understand. And wow, what a powerful place for you to be. So no matter No matter that this doesn't work out, no matter that maybe this person is not feeling it, maybe this person is not, you know, doing what they say they're gonna do. You're attracting things left and right. Opportunities, new doors, new jobs, new romantic partners, new everything. You're attracting it because now I think you understand your true power, the true power of your mind, the true power of your own progress. Even funny that we've got the 8 here and we've been moving from 8 to 9, right? We're finishing it up. We're putting the last tack in the number 8 so that we can go on to the number 9. Yes, someone is not, I don't know, someone's not happy. Someone is, I felt this before. And I don't really know in my own personal life. I'm like, I don't even know who this person is, but there's definitely someone around you guys that's very much upside down. Yes, they've been affected by this transit. It's Aquarius, right? This is Uranus, okay? They do not like the transitions that are happening in their life. They are feeling very lost. And it's very possible that they have convinced themselves that they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, and there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can say to really stop them. So that just is what it is. That's their journey, it's their life, it's their decision, it's their way of doing things, and there's no swaying them. You have no influence here. They are in some ways delusional. Like I said, you're sitting across the table, watching them renege, watching them pull out of the agreement, watching them leave, watching them make mistakes, watching them do things. And it's just like, okay. Because you see the motivations. Look at how much blue. You guys, blue is the color of truth. That's what that color represents, truth. I mean, it represents a lot of other things too, but you are operating in the right side of your brain, right? The intuitive, knowing part of your brain. You see the insecurities that have just kind of bubbled up out of this person. You see the reasons why this is the thing about psychology, right? It's like once you start understanding people, you can't ever really get mad at them because now you see why they're doing what they're doing, and you just are like, well, they just don't see it. You know, so it's like you can't get mad at them. You can't get frustrated with them because you just know, right? You just know what it is. The King of Swords can be really cruel when it wants to be. It can be very mean. It can be very judgmental and maybe even too practical for you, Virgo, if that's even possible. A little too harsh, a little too real, but in their realism is like cloaked in this level of idealism. If I can say that, I say that right. It's so idealistic that they make themselves delusional, but they're so realistic in their approach to their idealism that it's just like, it's like, what? What are you talking about, right? I think you're very, in a weird way, you are not confused by this person. In a weird way, they're behaving exactly as you expected. They're doing exactly what you thought they would always do. Another card of Pisces. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. You are tapping into your other pole. Okay? Patience. Delays. The moon is setting, but the sun has not yet risen. Allow it to be weird. See, here's the molding, here's the purple, the molding of the right brain and the left brain. Okay? Allowing yourself and the energies around you to really come into alignment so that not only you can see things from a higher perspective, but so that they can see things from a different perspective as well. Hanged Man often indicates that, you know, it is time to really let go of something. You know, there's no sense in clinging on to something. If you are clinging on to a romantic partnership, guys, there's no need. There's no need for it because something else is definitely around the corner for you. I mean, the magnitude of the new chapter is so huge and so big that there truly is no need to be afraid, because your life is going to be taking some magnificent turns over the course of the next year. And the new energy, you are now stepping into the new energy cloud, if that makes sense. Okay, so if you are separating from someone, if you are getting a divorce, if you are changing jobs and whatever, there's so many reasons for you to be optimistic. You are aligning yourself with, I think, the oneness within yourself, the oneness within the world as well. And I think that you are very aligned toward the humanitarian things. You're Virgo, right? Health, work, service. And you're aligned toward the giving, toward focus on others, right? So that you can contribute productively. And in that regard, this is meaningless. Okay, card of victory, a card of success, a card of celebration. See, it's almost like the same person, right? Coming home on their white stallion. I don't know. You have this success. I don't know what the success is. I don't know what the success is, whatever it is, but you have an air. See, I'm tongue-tied, you guys. Why am I tongue-tied? I know Uranus has a lot to do, or Taurus has a lot to do with speech and the throat and throat chakra and all that, but man, it's like unreal with you guys. Right now is not a good time to make major decisions, right? Patience. Have patience. Just let the energy fall. Let the energy clouds settle. Because if you make major decisions right now, you make major movements. If someone else is making decisions, that's fine. But for you, I would keep your life as consistent as possible for right now. Engage in activities that really make you happy. Engage in activities that connect you with your soul, okay? Because if you were to accept some kind of offer right now, if you were to, and I'm not going to say that they're all bad, right? Just be cautious and make sure that it's in alignment. If it's in alignment with what you really feel your life is going to need to be, then by all means, go for it. But don't be too stressed if there's like a job offer and then you accept and then something doesn't really quite happen right away. That's okay. If you kind of fall into a new relationship and something doesn't happen right away, that's also okay. Right? See, the thing about Pisces is that it's very relaxed. It's a very go with the flow kind of energy, and that's certainly a type of energy that you're really going to need right now, because eventually this moon is going to set and you are going to see the sun, and sunlight is going to illuminate things, and that's great. But right now it's kind of like a day by day type of thing. Let's see what else here. And here's Virgo upside down. See, your Virgo side is taking a back seat to the Pisces side. Pisces pole is one of the reasons why you are, one of the most intuitive in the zodiac, and also one of the most spiritual when you want to be. Go easy on yourself, guys. You don't have to change the world tomorrow. You don't have to change your whole life tomorrow. It doesn't have to all, what's the saying? Rome wasn't built in a day. Let go of the restrictions that I know you place on yourself. Let go of the expectations that you have of grandeur. Not to say you won't achieve those grand things, but now is a time to let things unfold, and that's it. Let the doors open, because they are opening for you. Very, very clearly, they are opening for you. You don't have to make these things happen. You just have to wait for them to happen. You've already set the wheels in motion earlier this year when all the planets were going direct. You set up those dominoes, right? You're standing at the end and now you're just waiting for them to fall. So you're in this process of cause and effect. So let the effect happen right now. And you guys know me. You guys know that I don't always say that. Sometimes I'm like, you have to go, you got to do, you have to act. Now's the time to do that. So it oscillates. It's the law of rhythm. It's back and forth, back and forth. You take the reins and then you got to let go and let the universe. And then you take the reins and then you got to let go. And it's this constant back and forth. So right now, let go of the reins. Lift your hands up off the wheel and let the universe drive for a minute. All right? Don't worry about this King of Swords. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your stress. It's a harsh sign. It's a harsh person. It's someone who's choosing to stay backwards and they're choosing to keep their vibrations low. You don't need it. It's okay. You're better off. All right? For reals. You're totally better off. There's no room for fear. There's no room for doubt. I do feel like you might be dealing with someone quite shady, if I'm being honest with you. This guy, holy cow, has he been making an appearance? So we're getting Gemini, Libra. So a lot of the mutables are coming out. The only one we're missing is Sagittarius, all right? So the mutable energy is coming out full force, which tells me to remind you to be as flexible as possible, which is fine for you. You're very adaptable. But yeah, you may have to hit some balls, right? You might feel like you're in the batting cage. You might feel like you need to defend yourself a little bit. People are going to get annoyed with you because of your lack of involvement. They're going to get annoyed with you, I think, because of your standoffishness and your aloofness. They're not going to handle it very well because you seem, like I said, you've attained this new set of wings and now you are seeing the world so differently. Your perspective is completely different. And now the things that used to seem so important are no longer important, and that drives people crazy because you seem to not care. You seem to not really be invested. Of course, that's not true. It's just that you've redefined what's worth being invested in. And so people are going to try to be like, Virgo, where are you? What are you doing? Why don't you care? Why aren't you more angry? Why aren't you more aggressive? Why aren't you going after this? Yada, and you're just like, look, like you've reached this whole new level of Zen, and people really, really, like they don't get you. They just don't get you. And you are dealing with some difficult people. You are family members, co-workers, friends. Getting a Libra reversed. Oh God, like, ugh, when we get a Libra reversed, can we just stop and talk about how annoying that is, right? They're very judgmental. They oscillate between decisions. They can't seem to make up their mind. They hold up projects. And it doesn't have to be a Libra. It can be any sign, right? But this is just someone that's like too indecisive and wishy-washy, and who can also project a lot of their insecurity, like their lack of ability to make a decision, affecting other people. And then they get frustrated with themselves because they can also be very hard on themselves, and then they take out that aggression on you. Maybe this is the same person. I don't know. Maybe this is a couple that you're dealing with, or two. I don't know. But there's definitely a lot of air around you right now. And air signs certainly feeling the effect of Uranus for sure. But I'll clarify this and the Seven of Swords, Two of Cups, Knight of Pentacles reversed in the comprehensive. But like the Queen of Swords, I wouldn't worry so much about her. I don't think this person's a bad person, the Knight of Swords. I don't think this person is, really trying to hurt you in any way, shape, or form, but they're definitely trying to push you. And they're not handling, like I said, your lack of pace very much right now. On the other side, like I said in the very beginning, there's probably people that really are very attracted to you and very, very drawn to you, and people that do want your opinions and want your ideas, and they do want your wisdom. They do want you to share with them. So those are the people that you can connect with. Those are the people that you can open up to, and to really make, you can probably make a difference in a lot of people's lives this month if you really, really wanted to. You're just going to have to be choosy about the people that you dedicate energy to. Okay? All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave you with that. I really wish you nothing but the best. You're going to be great. Don't stress. Don't worry. Relax. Everything's fine. No need to worry. All right? I wish you guys nothing but the best. I'll see you in the comprehensives. Bye.